But now we're gonna talk to Olive Green. She's gonna tell us what happened 6 days ago.
And I'm gonna figure out what voice I'm giving her, because I still haven't figured that out.
KB, the case is almost over!
I know! It's like, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine that she got stabbed, but,
No.
Hang on, wait. Susato, do you have the menu for this place in your book?
Apparently! I think she stole that book from Mary Poppins' bag or something. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second case of the Greatest Attorney 2. We're, I think, on the last testimony, honestly, at this point. I don't know, the music's all speeding up. Green is insisting, why would I ever want to go to this person's room? But we don't
Why would I ever want to poison this upstanding gentleman over here? That definitely doesn't annoy a single person in here.
I know why. It's because she didn't do it, actually. I did it.
You just went back in time?
Yes.
Okay.
We were playing this, and then I was like, this is historically accurate, as you know. This totally happened in real life, so I went back in time and killed myself.
God.
And see, the thing is that
to preserve the timeline, of course,
because she's wearing green, and if you look at my profile, we look kind of similar. I have a lot of the green hair going on. She has the green outfit going on. I can see how people would mix them up.
Oh my god.
What?
Yes.
The point is, we hate this man.
I think that was where we were going. Anyway, here we go. Yesterday at the hospital, now you say the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. And though the contents spilled during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained. I mean, I guess it works that KV went back in time. KV is voicing Green, so yeah, I guess that checks out. According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Shom's chemistry set.
If you check her hair, you will see KV ratatouilleing Olive Green.
I got the gun.
That's what the little bun is for. That's the cockpit.
Like, we're just gonna keep extending this joke. The liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine.
What? Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear.
Yes.
Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings. For one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shamspear's room with poison. Shamspear!
But can this be?
You broke into my room to...
It may seem incredible to the court, but from the remaining clues, there is only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamspear's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green.
Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dearie! Me! Order! Counselor, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of a gas pipe with intent to kill?
Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts.
But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago, and the victim had put his mouth to the pipe that very evening as expected, the attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely.
Well, that's a very good point.
You did it, Naruhodo. You're.
Perhaps not, my lord.
Brain not empty up there.
I beg your pardon?
There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. Circumspect, okay.
Huh?
A circumspect criminal would likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time.
Lord Van Zeeks.
And of course, the following morning there was more activity at Mr. Shamspeare's address.
More activity? Oh, yeah.
We just did that case, Mr. Narahogo.
You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder?
It wasn't even a week ago!
That's right. And as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspeare was meddling with the gas pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupants.
But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shamspeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe.
And the victim being in a prison cell. With the need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant.
And then, 3 days ago now, the situation changed again.
Right! Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end.
The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted.
That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out, and Mr. Shamspeare was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier.
Mary!
Yeah, whatever, buddy.
With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan.
What plan?
The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the Slug and Salad at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear.
To ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time. To make sure I wasn't home?
Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disturbed.
You mean to say that letter
Was written by Miss Green, yes. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room. Rubble, 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 rubble.
poison?
Order! Order! What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
Oh dear.
She starts laughing. I'm gonna scream. Just fuck you! Why did you try to kill me?
Why wouldn't anyone try to kill you?
Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial.
Oh, that's what's behind all this.
You will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. Which person is behind this woman's motive for the attack on the victim's life?
Hello. Hello, sir.
Such a jolly guy.
He seems so happy.
He's dead.
though. Yeah.
Duncan Ross.
That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodging at Mr. Garrett's, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross.
I knew I'd heard the name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago, when the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings.
That does ring a vague... Ah! Of course, yes, I remember now. The young man they claim was strangled by the convict's curse or some such.
Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamspear blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was murder, plain and simple. That's a good face for you, man.
Well, what do you know?
I knew that angle was gonna be laughing. I knew that angle was gonna be laughing.
The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths. That's all people care about. It was an interesting story. They want to know. It doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story's lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him.
You mean Duncan was...
Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé.
Beyonce?
You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamspear. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy. The murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry.
Mary!
Yeah, good job, but...
Miss Green, is it not the case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamspear, you smear poison over the end of the gas pipe? Rubble, 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 rubble.
This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel?
I mean, in the case of, well, in the
Each on
case,
different-
sorry, go ahead.
Each on different counts of murder?
I mean, murder is still murder
Yes.
at the end of the day, so,
Yeah. Well, I
unfortunately.
mean, in the case of who's trying to kill Shamspear, Green. In the case of who Shamspear is trying to kill from the beginning, him. But also, he sucks, and he already killed someone. So, I rule in this case, Miss Green's fine. She didn't kill anyone.
Well, yeah, Shamspear's still alive, per se, but it was still attempted murder.
Yeah.
That still will, well, you know, in a normal circumstances, that would still account for something here.
I know, but Shakespeare's a butt, and he deserves all the hates.
Yes, my lord, that's correct.
Objection!
Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend has taken in a lungful of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded.
Oh, what now? Man, what now? Huh? What?
Why would Mr. Shamspear have wanted to kill these lodgers, as you say? You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusations against the man.
Okay,
Incorrect. We have not had a chance to tell you what the motive is.
we're getting there, Hold on, hold on.
Yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, all lies. I deny every utterance.
Embracing your inner star scream there.
And you'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either.
Miss Green.
I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
I don't think you're going to the gallows because he's still alive, but okay. But you broke into the man's room. Oh yeah, breaking and entering and attempted murder. Alright, cool. That's 2 things on her. If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason?
She don't gotta tell you. That's your job.
I thought I'd have a look around, that's all.
Sorry?
You're right. I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence or something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life.
Oh, vileness! Oh, villainy! Oh, tyranny! Oh, rotundity of woman!
That's rude.
But in any case, where I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock.
That whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different.
Mr. Garrett in the stance like, hey!
I mean, is she wrong?
Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door with some tubs and a piece of wire.
Oh, awfulness! Oh, artfulness! Oh, tyranny! Oh, profanity of woman!
I didn't say a single curse word.
We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion. But for now, tell the court what you found, what evidence your search revealed.
Well, I spotted the note that I'd sent to him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something.
Oh, did she find the floorboard too? Yeah, she did.
One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it, I discovered the secret hiding place.
Eh?
Yes, we also discovered that hiding place.
Inside, we found newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box. Yes. Well, the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty.
Huh? There was something in it?
Yes. This rather nice key.
I love Smug Green. Oh!
Ah! What are you doing with that?
What the?
Every ounce of color straight through his face. Good.
Here, give it to me now. It's mine. I inherited it. What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it? No,
What's all this about? He inherited that key?
It was obviously important to you, since you'd gone to such lengths to hide it, so I took it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you. So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care.
This minute! Give it to me!
No.
Calm yourself, witness.
So Mr. Shamspear has tried, and in one case succeeded, to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Yes, his motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. You're funny, Rio. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shamspear, at first.
Only we have some kind of newspaper clipping.
But considering everything we now know, I think there is actually something that could explain it.
What?
I need to recall every piece of evidence at our disposal. Everything we've seen and heard for the last 2 months. Because I'm sure that I just caught a glimpse of the link that runs through all of these events.
When you said for the last 2 months and you said I got a link, I thought you meant like, oh, I saw a link to the first time we uploaded a video of this case. And actually, I think it's been 4 months.
Oh my god, this is too long for this case!
We're gonna be here forever!
No, we're ending it today!
In that case, counsel, I must demand that you present evidence to the court in support of your claim. What is it that you say you can explain the motivation for Mr. Shamspear's alleged crimes?
Where is the newspaper clipping? Where is it? We have it, where'd it go? Is it this one? Oh, it might be this one. I don't think. Yeah, it has a newspaper article. It has to be this one, right? Yeah.
Read it just to be sure.
Can I?
Examine? Yeah, okay. Witnessed only by his cellmate. 1,000 pounds worth of loot he stole remains undiscovered. Fever since the end of October. Shouts of his fellow cellmate. Yeah, this is basically the same info as the.
There's that, and there's also like, we don't know what happened to the 1,000 pounds of loot.
But we know someone has the key for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right, let's go. Boom.
Take that! That's an unofficial police report, is it not?
It's just a fanfic.
The Selden file? How did you get hold of that?
I personally prefer the Dresden files.
Selden?
X-Files.
The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Natsume have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room.
Well, yes, we know this, certainly.
Room that was formerly occupied by Selden. Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries.
I see.
And it so happens that the convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died.
Some 1,000 pounds worth of loot that he stole. Left in one piece, as it were. Which, as yet, remains to be found.
I was also trying to work in a One Piece joke, but Lewis beat me to it.
I mean, it's not that much. The One Piece is definitely much more significant than 1,000 pounds of loot.
Can you prove it? Because we still don't know what it is.
We have ideas of what it is now, actually.
Oh, do we? All right. Well,
Yeah.
anyway.
So,
Ah, yes, of course, it's coming back to me now. It's written in this file here.
1,000 pounds lost en route to hell. Well, that's how the paper summed it up.
And it seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moments. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with his most closely guarded secret. The location of the stolen loot, and perhaps a key to unlock whatever container the valuables were in. Bingo.
You mean this key is?
Mr. Shakespeare, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital offender's side when he died, were you not?
What are you talking about? 'Tis a false charge, I tell you. A false charge. Name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in this file. But a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is.
And is his name actually Shakespeare?
But even if it's true, why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings?
Because that's where the loot is! Oh my god!
Judge, please! Judge! There's only one
Judge thought Nixie stopped working.
There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot.
So, it all comes out.
Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shakespeare's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense.
When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Garadep's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to offer him the accommodations of his choice.
Because Selden's old room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross.
Why Mr. Shakespeare subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room.
However, A certain jittery someone had beaten him to it.
Mr. Soseki Natsume, the defendant of this case, no less.
So you decided to use the ploy with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shamspear? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and avaricious reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left by the dead convict.
You. Rada Rada?
I was expecting a more dramatic breakdown.
Looks like I'm gonna snuff it before they get to
I think that's
stretch the
Selden.
I think this is Selden. Liz, I want you to have any loot, anything, to stop the coppers from getting the mitts on it. It's in the room where I was lodging when they got me. Here, this is the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead, mate. See ya in hell, I guess. Shamspear.
Damn, Shamspear's not a code name, it's actually his name. Jesus. I thought it was a code name, honestly.
Mine.
What did he just say?
It's mine. That loot is mine.
Dang! Mr. Shamspear?
It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I? After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can do.
I think you're kind of into it right now, buddy.
You can't arrest me. For the time being, anyway. Verily, you can't arrest the victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so close. I just need a few more hours. I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it. And I can almost taste it now.
I don't think you should eat gold.
Do you really think I'd just give up?
Maybe?
Yes? There's no question in my mind now. This man is guilty through and through.
But he seems so utterly intoxicated at the idea of loot. I'm afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Miss Naruhodo.
There is a way.
Pardon?
There's one way I can finish him.
No.
He's already committed the most heinous crimes to get his hands on that loot. Which means all we need to do is find it first.
A fine plan. Were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there at all, it must be very well hidden indeed.
Yeah, and the cops probably suck.
Hey, I deserve that.
Okay, hang on. You saying you went through all those books? No, wait, those books weren't there when Duncan...
No, they weren't there yet! Okay.
Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot rule.
Are you kidding me right now, Judge?
If only there was some way we could find the convict's loot quickly.
This is the final piece in this complex puzzle.
Hey, gallery, wake up. Wake up, gallery. I know most of you are awake, but we're talking to one specific person in the gallery right now who could definitely help us find this. Please wake up.
I think Mr. Shows has probably walked out to take a bathroom break at this point.
Gosh dang it.
He's probably in the lodgings right now.
Oh. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Mr. Sholmes.
But I think we might have it in our possession already. Or rather, I think we may well have something that can help us find where that loot is hidden.
We do?
Yeah. How did we find the floorboard? My lord,
Yes, Council.
the defense would like to make a proposal about how to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we are already in possession of something that could give us a clue as to its whereabouts. That's all that's playing in his head right now.
Yeah.
It's our last chance, so it has to be worth a gamble. Besides, we've used the same technique once already, and it definitely paid off then. Okay, so technically we are summoning Mr. Sholmes, but like indirectly.
Very well then, Council. Let the court hear your idea.
We are summoning the spirit of Mr. Sholmes.
He's not dead.
What do you
We are
propose
summoning the spirit of the dead, late Mr. Sholmes.
He's not dead.
What do you propose we can use in order to locate the hiding place of the deceased convict's hull?
The skin. I don't like the name Skin Print Seeker. I don't. That is just call it a fingerprint or something. Skin print. Ooh. I don't know. Skin print sounds bad.
But see, here's the thing. This is why it has to be called skin print. Fingerprints imply it's just the finger. Skin prints
Listen,
is any
guys.
skin.
Guys, listen. We need to use the skin print seeker.
Thank you,
I
Perfect
give that
Pro.
a solid 9 out of 10. If I'm not mistaken, those are Mr. Shamspeare's handprints on the wall of his lodgings.
That's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene.
Based on a wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective Mr. Sholmes.
Bring that name up again. A great detective? Is that some kind of joke?
As much as you are a great performer.
I half expected like Sholmes' theme to suddenly start playing and it gets louder and louder as we talk about him.
Oh god, he's approaching! He's approaching! Do you really think I'm going to be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title?
Yes.
You have a ridiculous title, too.
I should think the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one, Mr. Shamspeare.
Oh my god, there he is! There he is!
Perhaps we should compete for the honor of most ridiculous title.
Yeah, do it.
Yes, do it, actually.
I still can't believe Shamspeare's his real name, I'll be real.
Okay, unfortunately we're gonna have to stop here. We are still not free of this case.
It's okay. We're in the home stretch.
Alright, Fido, I need you to say something for me before we leave. I need you, Ash Sholmes, to say, surprise, thought you'd seen the last of me, eh?
Surprise! Thought you seen the last of me, eh?
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.